Welcome back to Pint with the Coach. Today's beer, it comes from a small German brewery, but the beer is called Old Fred. It is brewed with the traditional or the original recipe from Frederick Miller, who is the founder of Miller Brewing. As you can see, it looks a lot different than what Miller beer looks like today, and hopefully it has a little more taste here. So we'll go ahead and give it a try. Yeah, it's pretty good. Definitely a lot more taste than what the current Miller has, but yeah, something I just stumbled upon and thought I would give it a try. So, all right. So today's topic, we're going to talk about the components of fat loss. A lot of times, just talking with people, hearing people talk about wanting to, whether it's lose weight, drop a couple clothing sizes, lose some body fat, and whatever it is with that's around fat loss. A lot of times I'll hear them like, oh, I need to do more cardio, I need to just stop eating, things like that. So I want to kind of talk about some of the myths and the truth of how you actually go about losing body fat and the components with that. So the components we have are diet, sleep, strength training, interval training, and then cardio is at the bottom there. We're going to talk about each one of these individually here. But the first one that we'll start with is diet. All right, let's have another sip here of this beer, and just actually talking to Kevin that is running the camera, and he said it reminds us a lot of Penn Pilsner, to give you guys kind of an idea of what the taste here is with it. So, all right, so back to diet. Diet's going to be the first thing. If the diet isn't there, the results aren't going to be there in most cases. There are some people that are a little bit of outliers, and they can just start exercising and lose weight, get in shape, get ripped, whatever. But without the diet being there, it's very hard to do that. So that's the first thing that we need to get changed and to get reined in. And in order to do that, it doesn't have to be drastic things in the beginning. It can be small changes. If you're a big soda drinker, it can be cutting out soda. If you always have dessert each night, it can be cutting that out. It can be cutting back a few drinks each week. We kind of like the range of 4 to 6 a week. That seems to work really well with our clients, and they tend to be able to get good results with that. You don't have to go paleo, you don't have to go intermittent fasting, you don't have to go on to Atkins, any of that kind of stuff. You don't have to be vegetarian, vegan. None of those are any better than anything else. None of them work any better than anything else. But the big thing is that we want to eat clean foods, but that's sometimes just a generic label. People are like, well, what do you mean about clean foods? So the simple way is if it lived or had a heartbeat at some time, those are clean foods. You want to eat things in as close to the original state as possible. So again, all your fruits and vegetables, meats, grains, the problem with those is we really process them, and there's a lot of other junk added into them. I am a fan of oatmeal if it's the steel cut oats or rolled oats. But again, it's more in a natural state there. I'm fine with rice. Again, we got to watch, our portions can get a little bit bigger with that. Potatoes are fine, especially sweet potatoes, they're great. But just getting in more real foods, focusing on eating that. We aren't real big fans of counting calories, counting macros, all that kind of stuff, because again, you're just not going to do this for life. We want to create habits here that we can do for life, and changes that we can do for life, but still have fun. We still want to have that pizza every now and then. We still want to have a drink here and there with friends and things like that. We may want to do that stuff a couple times a week. We can do that. The problem is when we start having all right, breakfast is going to be, just a Pop-Tart, and then at lunch I'm going to have, maybe I have a salad and some chicken on there, but then dinner I'm going out with friends, I end up having 3 drinks, I have dessert, and then the next morning I'm back to my Pop-Tart breakfast. So we need to change this up. Maybe we can get rid of the Pop-Tarts, but we can still have, the dinner with friends and that kind of stuff. And the breakfast would just be switched out to eggs and maybe a piece of whole wheat toast or oatmeal, something like that. But again, we can't we can't out-exercise a bad diet. And a good quote that I really like comes from Justin Grinnell. He's a trainer up in Michigan that owns a gym up in East Lansing. But something he said that is just very true is that if most people, they want to change the fitness program, but it's not the fitness program that needs changed, it's the diet that needs changed if people aren't getting results. So again, if you're not seeing the results that you're looking for, it's most likely it's going to come back to your diet, and then from there things will fall in place. So diet's going to be first. The second thing that we're going to move on to here is going to be our sleep. So with our sleep, what we need to shoot for is 7 to 8 hours a night. A dark room, a cooler room, about 68 degrees. You guys are probably sick of me telling you that because I feel like I've said this in probably the last 4 or 5 episodes. But sleep's really, really important. We're finding that most people, they're just not getting enough sleep. They're sleeping 4 or 5 hours a night, and that is not, it's not healthy for the body. And what this does when we are sleep deprived or less than 7 hours, our bodies are releasing a lot of stress hormones, in particular cortisol. And as this cortisol is, when it's high in the body gets puffy, the body's trying to deal with bringing that down. As it's dealing with that, it's not going to let the body lose fat, lose weight. It's just kind of worried about getting that cortisol released or reduced. So if we get better sleep, we're going to feel better. We have enough sleep. We don't crave the bad foods, and when I say that, like the sugary things, because we don't need that quick boost of energy because we're well rested. But when we're tired, what we're looking for is carbohydrates, sugary things that's going to give us that quick boost of energy, get us back up and awake a little bit, only to crash again, and then crave it again and boost it back up. And those are the foods that again tend to make us gain weight. So by getting our sleep, we see that we're able to lose weight, we're able to get in better shape, we're able to be stronger, have better workouts, but just a lot of people aren't getting the sleep that they need. So again, shoot for 7 to 8 hours, and I guarantee that if you do that for a week, you're going to notice that you feel so much better. So that's part 2. The third part we're going to talk about here is strength training. So with strength training, what we're shooting for here is anywhere from 2 to 4 days a week. So once we've got diet down, we've got sleep down, and we are looking at exercise, the first thing that we want to do exercise-wise is strength training. It's going to give us the biggest bang for our buck. It's going to burn the most calories, not necessarily during the workout, but what it'll do is it's going to elevate the body's caloric burn in the next about 48 hours after the workout. And that will, just with everything you're doing, you're going to burn more calories. So that's going to use more fuel and help us get leaner. Also, the strength training is going to help us move a lot better. It's going to fix our posture. It's going to fix imbalances, maybe some weaknesses that we have. We're going to get better joint mobility, better flexibility, things like that. And the reason that that's important is the muscles are the powerhouse of your body. So if the muscles move better and are stronger and just basically work with each other better in general, they're going to burn calories more efficiently. So the muscles, being that they're the powerhouse of the body for calorie and energy expenditure, the better that they work, the stronger they are, the more calories we're going to burn. So again, we want to spend about 2 to 4 days a week, for about 45 minutes lifting weights. Again, we're going to have a warm-up with this. We're going to have some core training in there. But again, we want a total body. We want big lifts, things working on the hinge pattern, like a deadlift and a swing, things working on our squatting pattern, movements that are based around pressing and pulling, maybe some heavy carries like a farmer's carry, and then finish up with maybe 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes of just a quick little hit finisher, maybe some high rep stuff, maybe some short interval. But again, it's only about 3 to 5 minutes of doing that. All of that will take, in a workout, will take about 45, 50 minutes, and then you're done. So again, 2 to 4 days a week strength training. After that, we can look at adding the next component, which is HIIT training and interval training. HIIT and interval training, this is what is really popular right now. It's a big buzzword. It's kind of, you see it in all the magazines, you see it in the news, it's in all the media stuff. The HIIT and interval, it's actually starting to replace strength training in a lot of people's routines, and it's not necessarily ideal. The other thing that we're starting to see with this is it was originally designed for a shorter duration of time, and now it's getting extended out for 45, 50, 60 minutes of time. So our HIIT to interval workouts, they come into place after we've done our strength training, 2 days, 4 days a week, somewhere in there. And then these workouts are going to be anywhere between 15 and 30 minutes, which is about a quarter to a half of what most people are doing time-wise with these. Our HIIT stuff, again, we want a much longer rest period than our work period. We've currently flipped that, where most people that are doing HIIT, they're like, oh, I'm doing 30 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest, or something like that. Well, you're not really doing HIIT. HIIT's set up to be like a 20-40 or even a 20-60. We're in that 20 seconds of time, we're working as hard as possible. Again, this is going to have to be a simple movement that we can do fast, not some of the complex stuff, and also shouldn't probably be like bicep curls. And then after we finish that, we're going to rest for anywhere from 40 seconds to 60 seconds. And we're going to repeat that anywhere from 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes for somebody that's in really good shape. And so that HIIT workout's only getting done once, maybe twice a week. The interval training is going to be a little bit less intense than our HIIT stuff. This is where we can do like 30-30s. It could be a minute on, minute off, minute on, 2 off, 2 on, 1 off, and any other interval time. But basically here, what we're doing is we're working for a period, we're resting for a period, working for a period, resting for a period. This also can be done 1 to 2 times a week, again, after strength training. It doesn't have to be done after we do HIIT or anything like that. These HIIT and interval training can be kind of interexchanged with that. But again, we see that most people, they do best with these anywhere from 1 to 2 days a week. And again, keeping it somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes, the body will feel the best. When these get taken longer, what we see is it makes people really hungry. They start craving carbohydrates. They feel like they need to go lay down and they're wiped out afterwards. They need to take a nap or they're wiped out for the whole day. So if that's happening with a workout that you're doing and it's one, it is like an interval or something like that, you're probably going too hard and maybe too long with that. So that the intensity just needs backed off there a little bit. So again, get your strength training in a couple days a week. After that, get a couple intervals or HIITs in there. And then if you want to do a little bit more, we can move into our cardio training, which we'll talk about next year. All right, our last part here is about cardio. So after we've gotten in a couple of strength training workouts each week, we've gotten in 1 or 2 HIIT workouts each week, really the only thing we have left is cardio, or I should say steady state cardio. So this kind of is a broad kind of umbrella term, but it covers things from running, jogging, walking, the elliptical, biking, all those different kind of longer duration activities. So these are things that they're not really going to beat the body up too much. They're not going to take away from our workouts and run us into the ground, because if we kept doing more strength or we did more HIIT or something like that, our bodies will break down from that. So this can be as simple as going out, taking a 20-minute walk, which we actually like people to do every day. We find it helps people get better results, it makes them feel better, helps their bodies recover a little bit. But also it could be, if you enjoy jogging, go out and take a jog. If you enjoy just hopping on the elliptical and watching like your favorite TV show. I'm not a big fan of that, but some people like that. if you like doing that, there's nothing wrong with that. It just becomes a problem when that's all that you do. So if you like doing those activities, again, just make sure that you're getting in strength 2 days a week, and then maybe getting in one HIIT workout. And then if you want to do it some more, do some cardio and stuff, then you can add that stuff in. But it's just getting it all in the right order that's going to get us the best results. All right, so let's kind of review here real quick the components of fat loss. The first one is going to be diet. We've got to get that fixed first if we want to lose body fat and get in the best shape possible. From there, we've got to get our sleep. We can't be trying to be at our best on 4 to 5 hours of sleep and then expect our body to, respond well to that. Then after that, we need somewhere between 2 to 4 days a week of strength training. If you only have somewhere 2, maybe 3 days a week to work out, it's only going to be strength training. That's going to give you the best bang for your buck. It's going to get you the most results from that. After the 3 days, if you have a little bit more time, we can add in a HIIT or two from there. And also, if you have a little bit more time after that, you can add some cardio onto that. But again, keeping that order is very important to achieving fat loss and to getting the best results. So stick that order and good things will happen. So again, this wraps up this week's Pint with the Coach. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Post some comments in the bottom. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've ever had any of the beers that I'm having on the show. If there's any beers that you'd like me to try, let me know and we'll give them a shot.